The 5 steps to follow to secure your property deals every time. Hello, my name is Mark Fitzgerald. Great to have you joining me here. So what are the 5 steps that you need to follow to make sure that you get the property deals every time? And maybe, just maybe, you haven't always got to offer the most money. I see it time and time again. People do not follow a proven roadmap, a step-by-step roadmap to success, if you like. And it's very, very simple to do. But what is simple to do is not always done or followed. A lot of people, when they go and talk to agents or they talk to landlords, depending on the deals that they want to be doing, they always assume that it's always about price. And hey, let's face it, most of the time it is about price. It is about top dollar and how much you can offer and things. But when you actually find savvy investors, people who are more likely to sell or buy on emotion, it's all about you. It's all about what you can bring to the conversation, what you can bring to the table. So let's cover these steps now. So at number 1, it is all about building rapport. Okay? You need to talk to people. Property is a people's business. You'll have heard me say this time and time again, but it really, really is. You have to talk to people. You have to build up the know, like, and trust, and you need to build up rapport. Now, whether that's talking to landlords, investors, agents, architects, builders, whatever it is, you still need to be looking at building up rapport. So start practicing now. Speak to family, speak to friends, speak to people that you trust and build up the rapport with them. Get to know people again. Really, really listen to them. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should listen double the amount that we actually say, which is easier said than done if you're me, that's for sure. So I've had to work on this myself as well, but build up rapport with whoever it is you're talking to. Genuinely try and see what their major problem is. And it's not always the problem that you see on the surface, okay? So sometimes it can be that they need the money, but other times it could be that they're trying to sell a property or they're trying to get out of a deal that's just not working for them. But by you knowing exactly what it is that they need and want, you can see if your solution fits the problem. And if it does, you'll do a deal. You'll find motivated sellers doing this because you'll know what the problems are by talking to them, by building up that rapport with them. And of course, if you take the time to do this, it can be so powerful in helping you all of a sudden get deals over the line, which potentially you don't think were on the cards. So step 2 leads into knowing what they need. Knowing what they need right here and right now. Not what you think they need. Oh, they just need as much money as possible. Oh, they just need speed and certainty. Maybe they don't. Maybe they need something completely different, but you don't know if you haven't built up the know, like, and trust, if you haven't built up the rapport. Once you have rapport with people, they'll open up to you. You can find out what they need. So you can start asking them, what's troubling you right here, right now? If I could wave a magic wand and get rid of all of your problems, how would it look? What would you need to have happen to make this deal happen for you? And just see what they say. And again, a lot of people will say, I just want as much money as possible in a dream world, and that's how I want to do this deal. And of course, it's a numbers game, so don't be put off by that, but it might not work now. Now, this is where having a very, very good follow-up procedure is vitally important. Why? Because you can follow up with these people very, very quickly in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months, and then all of a sudden what was so important to them might have changed completely. So by finding out what they want, by finding out their needs, by finding out their problem, you all of a sudden then have put all the pieces together in the jigsaw puzzle to be able to make deals happen, okay? Now, if you're looking at doing rent-to-rent deals, if the landlords are talking to you, they have a problem, okay? Don't just assume that everything's hunky-dory and they just like to ring people randomly who send them letters. They have a problem. You have to find out what that problem is, okay? You might not be able to do it on the first phone call. You might take a few phone calls. It might take a few different chats to do so, but try and really build up that rapport from the moment that you speak to them. From the moment that you speak to them, what is it I can help you with today is such a powerful question. So make sure you use it, make sure you put it out there, okay? Now, number 3 in the steps here is about handling rejection. You're never going to get it smooth sailing on every single deal. You're always going to get what ifs, that happened, but this and but that. You are always going to get objections as well. We don't do subletting. This sounds too good to be true. This sounds risky, blah, blah, blah. So make sure you're ready to handle objections. Now, if you're just starting out, you might not know potentially what all of those objections can be. But by listening to episodes like this or going back through the back catalogue of videos, there's a wealth of training out there, a wealth of training in the podcast episodes as well. And of course, we do help people with training at thepropertyunleashed.com. Visit the website. We have free tools and resources there to help you. We have ebooks and guides. We have a masterclass, free trainings. We have all sorts of good stuff there on thepropertyunleashed.com to help you with this. But it's all about handling the objections, and how you handle them could be the difference between whether you get the deals or not. So be ready for people to handle them, but don't always go into the conversation trying to second guess any objections they're going to have. Just be mindful of the fact that you may not always have the answers that they need then and there. And be mindful of the fact to turn around and say, I tell you what, I don't know the exact answer to the question you've asked there. So rather than me just saying what I think, let me go and get the facts. And I tell you what, I'll get straight back to you with the answer. Nobody upon nobody in their right mind is ever going to say, I don't like that. They're going to like you more. They're going to trust you more. Why? Because you're not lying to them. You're not fibbing. You're not making things up. You're not trying to just throw out what you think is right without knowing the facts. I would appreciate that a lot more than anybody who is just out there now and just gives me all the flannel, so to speak. It just waffles on, talking a load of, nonsense, and it doesn't help anybody. Okay. So at number 4, we have to be closing deals. Now you may say, well, that's obvious, Mark. I'm negotiating here. I'm talking about doing a deal. This is what I want to have done. Yes, that is the case. But we have to be prepared to ask for the sale. Okay? A lot of people do not ask for the sale. So you may go in there. You may have rent-to-rent deal, for argument's sake. How much you're going to offer me is what the landlord or the agents could be saying. How much you're going to give me each month? What are you going to offer me, Mark? And I could say, well, I'm going to offer you this, 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 and this. And we're also going to look after your property. We're going to make sure that your assets looked after. It's going to be kept to the highest of standards. But this offer is only lasting for 30 days at the end of the day, because the market's always changing. So if you want to lock this offer in now, let's make this happen. And I'll table this offer for the next 30 days. Then after that, if you are interested, we will have to just do a quick review of it. Why? Because the property might have changed. Something might have happened. We just need to make sure we stay on top of things. But if you're interested in this and you want to take this further, these are the next steps that we need to be taking here. So we can get contracts drawn up. We can get them over to you to review. And then once you've reviewed them and everything and you're happy, I'm happy, let's get them signed and let's put in a date where we will take on the property. You have to tell people the steps that you're going to be taking, and you have to share with them what they need to do, so that it's not just open that they're just thinking, well, if I accept the offer, what happens next? Explain to them what happens next. These are the steps that we're going to go through to get the deal over the line. If you're looking at buying a property or doing a purchase lease option where you're going to buy the property in the future, give them the steps. This is what happens next. As soon as we agree on price, as soon as we agree and we're both happy, we will then put the contracts out there. We will then review the contracts. If you just agreeing to an offer, you're buying it in principle, then it's all about making sure that we start getting solicitors involved. We start pressing the button. You do that your side, I do that my side. And I tell you what, let's keep in contact with each other to make sure things are going as smoothly as possible. But make sure they know how it all closes, how the sale is there, and make sure that you ask for it. If we put this offer together and you're happy with it, and we like to make everything a win-win, would you be happy to sign the contract within the next 7 to 30 days? And just see what they say. They may say, well, I feel like I'm being rushed. No, you've got 30 days to think about this. And at the end of the day, you've got a cooling off period once you've signed the agreements anyway. Any agreements by law in this country, in most cases, give you a 14-day cooling off period when they're over a certain amount of money. So you don't have to worry about it, but let's lock this in. Let's make this happen. If you're happy and I'm happy, there's no real reason not to, but don't be afraid to ask for the sale, okay? If you feel uncomfortable doing so, or you thinking around the edges and just not asking for the sale, then you may be missing out and losing deals. And of course, at number 5, one of the most important things that I see so many people not doing is follow-up. Follow-up is massive. The money is in the follow-up, as the old saying goes. You have to make sure that you're following up like a ninja, okay? Do not rely on anybody else to get back to you. So you speak to an agent and you say, I'm interested in this property. Do you do corporate lets, if that's what you want to say? I don't particularly say that, but I've just said that now because that's what everybody says. And a lot of people understand that. Yes, we do, but we don't have anything right now. I tell you what, as soon as we do, we'll ring you back. And then people, my students or something, come to me and they say, Mark, it's all right. The letting agent, I had a really good chat with him and they're going to call me back as soon as they've got something. No, they're not. You need to keep calling them week on week. It's me again. We spoke to you the other day and you said you were going to call me back. I thought I'd save you the bother. Why? Because I saw a certain property come onto your website that is perfect for us. Can we talk more about it? Then you will see who is serious and who is not serious. Who's going to do business with you and who's not going to do business with you. And there's a lot of time wasters out there, and we've got to sort of put those to one side and really only focus on the people that matter, the people that want to do business with us. Once we build up the know, like and trust, once we know the specific needs of whoever it is that we're dealing with, we've handled any objections that they've sent our way because they're gonna, we've asked for the sale, we've asked for the close, we've asked to do the deal, and we have a follow-up process in place, you will get more deals than you know what to do with. But you have to put the work in to get the groundwork done. You have to make sure that you're following up as well. Follow-up is so important. And if you are not, let me repeat, if you are not uncomfortable in the amount of times that you are following up with a landlord, an agent, or anybody like that, you're not following up enough. You should feel a little bit rude, a little bit uncomfortable. That's not saying we're going to be rude. That is just saying we should think, oh, I'm ringing them a bit soon here. It feels a bit like too soon. Perfect. It's business. Remember, all of this is just business to business. Remove the emotion. If somebody says to you, you're following up too much, you're annoying, tone it back a bit. We want to respect people. We want to do what's right, okay? We don't want to go up there and upset anybody. But what I'm trying to say is, more often than not, I have landlords say to me, I'm glad you called me again today. You're a persistent little bugger, Mark. And I like that because it shows that you're keen. It shows that you care. And they're normally saying, I was just about to ring you. No, you weren't. You'd forgotten all about me. But because I keep reminding you about me, now we're going to do business. I hope this 5 steps helps you and shows you the way to do these things. And if you just follow these, all 5, and you make sure you're consistent and persistent with them, you will get results. If you need any help in your property investing, in your business building, or anything like that, then feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, any platform like that. Just send me a DM. You can email us at hello@thepropertyunleashed.com, and you can check out www.thepropertyunleashed.com for free tools and resources and for further training as well. I have a handful of places where I like to work with people on a one-to-one level over 12 months to help them build their businesses. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, reach out to us and we'll tell you a little bit more about it. But you take care and join me very soon. Bye for now.